hump day, everybody. Gosh, it's always something. I'm always setting something up at the last minute. It's because like food happens and dogs running around happen and work pings happen and life happens and cute little dogs show up in the corner of your stream. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hump day, middle of the week. Pew, pew, pew. Hope everybody is recovered from their DragCon hangovers and jet lags and whatnots. It was really easy for me to get over that jet lag because I stayed home. But I did watch the drag queen pageant competition Survivor Big Brother pageant. Hi Nidra. Oh, I saw your video from DragCon. You looked like you were having fun. But yeah, the drag queen competition pageant show pageant. I was so happy to see it on Saturday via the live stream. I'm so glad that Joanne mentioned that they had digital tickets. Definitely a few little tech issues along the way, but that happens during those kind of shows. But yeah, it was good. Bay Area's own, who's now transplanted to Los Angelinos, Militia's Cunt, won the pageant, which was great because even though she has transplanted herself to Los Angeles, she was repping the Bay Area the entire time, which is great. And yeah, there were just so many other amazing performers that I was introduced to thanks to that pageant, and now I'm following them all on social media. But yes, welcome to Wednesday late lunch mukbang and Kiki. Today I'm having some ropa vieja, some Cuban, it's like shredded chuck roast. Yeah. Like I'm so hungry that my brain froze. And then I have some slightly overcooked tostones, but I like them a little bit on the overcooked side, although a couple of them are like a little too burnt. But that's okay. That's okay. And then my usual little, I try to have something kind of like green and fruity and vegetable. So some microgreens and some raspberries. And that's our lunch today. That's our lunch today. Okay. Let me get one that's not super burnt. Here's some tostones. Tostones for me, comfort food all day, every day. It's like one of the first things that I order when I go back to Puerto Rico and I go out to eat. I need something with tostones. It's so good. So tostones are twice fried plantains or plantains, depending on how you say it, or plátanos, or green bananas, as some people call them. But it's not a green banana, it's a plantain, y'all. It's a plantain, y'all. So yes, DragCon just wrapped up. It looked like from the social media that a lot of the girlies had a lot of fun, which was great to see. It's like just like how there's the spice route, there's the plantain route through the world. Caribbean people, African people, some Central and South America, but definitely very Caribbean. Very Caribbean. So yeah, and I see that they're starting to push DragCon UK in January. It's actually the weekend right before my birthday. So I'm partly debating, do I try to get a press pass for DragCon UK, you guys and gals, and non-binary beings in between? What do we think? Do I try to save up some money and make the trip over? I'm potentially, right now at this point, it's like 80% sure more than likely in July, I'll be going to London for the first time ever for work, which I'm very freaking excited about. I've never been. I've always wanted to go to London. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. If the trip does get finalized, I'll let you guys know. Duh, obviously. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. But what do we think? UK, right? Yes. So what I'm thinking is this July trip, if it happens, oh my God, fingers crossed, all the things, altar, energy. If this trip in July happens, what'll be good is that like I'll get my introduction, like I'll get my first trip over there. Like going for DragCon for the first time, going to the UK feels like a tiny bit overwhelming. Just a little bit. So I feel like go for work, figure out, they already posted the venue, so I can definitely like check out the venue and like get a sense of the area and like figure out, if I go over there, like where I would want to stay. But oh my gosh, yeah, I'm thinking of applying for a press pass for UK. But another caveat to this press passation for UK Nation Station is that I am working really hard to get to oh my gosh, Korea is also on my list. Oh my gosh, I want to travel so much. So much. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. So on Duolingo, I'm learning French. I'm You need to hush your little face. I'm learning French. I'm brushing up my Spanish, and I'm trying to learn Hawaiian. It's really hard, but it's really interesting. The other language that I would love to add to Duolingo at some point, I so want to learn Korean. It just sounds so like, I don't know, interesting, and I don't know. I remember watching Squid Game and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I understood what they were saying. But so yes, so for the UK, for DragCon and for the press pass and all that, um, I really want to go over there with the podcast being brought back to life. I took a look back and it looks like I kind of pretty much put the podcast on pause when I moved to this new apartment just because everything was like too much and too overwhelming. And now that people are kind of used to the virtual stuff and some hybrid, I feel like it's a good time for me to start doing kind of like continue to do as much virtual podcasting as I can because it's great because you can do that with anybody anywhere in the world. And that's one of the few silver linings about this is that people got comfortable with that. But it would be great to set up some kind of something here in the apartment where I can have, some of the local gals and pals and non-binary beings come to the studio to have the podcast. But yeah, so I really want to get Series of Fortunate Events back to life. sophiepod.com, check it out. I've interviewed many of your favorites. And I really want to keep it going. Ideally, if I'm manifesting, if I could find somebody that I could partner up with to help me with the production of the podcast, because it's just between trying to book people, create the content, create the questions, create the games, because I usually try to make new games for people whenever possible, the promotion, like all that stuff. It just gets to be a lot for one little person who's also trying to do like 10,000 other things. Yo, you need to chill out. This is a really big bite. I'm taking a lot of big bites. I need to chill out with big bites. Mm. Mm. But yeah, I'd love to get to the point that I could pay somebody to be like a production assistant. That would be amazing. So good. I love podcasting. It's just it's It's just hard. It's hard. What was the tea with Gia at DragCon? You know what's funny? Gia has no problem being the villain. She showed us that time and time and time again. But another thing is, she might not be the most like eloquent or informed person, but she's not dumb either. She's smart like a fox. Because look at how many people are memeing themselves into that whole thread and that whole comment. Like, she says one little thing and sets the whole Twitter sphere on fire. And all of our people are like talking about it, and some people are offended, but I've seen so many people meme themselves into it. And you know what's funny? So, day job, insert day job redacted. The Pride at Employee group is gonna have Carrie Colby come do like a Q&A type situation for the Pride group. And so we got to submit. I'm so stupid and I love myself. We got to submit questions because we submit the questions ahead of time because then they vet them, right? And they said, keep them light and breezy. And so I put 2 questions in. The first one was, what does pride mean to you? It's so simple. I'm stuck on my words. What does pride mean to you? Which I was surprised that nobody had asked that already, but I'm sure that whoever the moderators would think about that. But what does pride mean to you? And then the next question I put, where was the glamour at DragCon and why was it you? Question mark, winky face. I hope they pick my question. I'm such a, I can't help it. It's like, I can't help it. I can't help it. Pop, 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 pop. I did it. Nobody's going to know because we don't put our name on it. Although I guess whoever owns the document can tell who made the edit, but it's not like it has our names on it. But it's like, nobody's going to know. Nobody will know. It's so gorgeous. I'm so excited. Day job company, insert redacted. Definitely they come through for the employee resource groups. I'm really happy. That's one of my favorite perks that I have is like they definitely give people the resources to do these things, for each other to build community and stuff like that. So I'm part of the Black at group as an ally. Excuse me. Oh, it's so good. I'm part of the API group as an ally. I'm part of the Latin at I'm part of admins Latin at and then Pride at. Yeah, those were groups, and so I've been able to be in some amazing events. I know, right? I'm such a troll, but I'm the good kind of troll. I'm like like a unicorn, bears and rainbows kind of troll. Mm-hmm. If they pick my question, I'm running back here like a little pig and shit to tell you guys. I'm gonna be so excited. Oh, speaking of my things and things, check out my Twitter. You're going to see a link to a SF Chronicle datebook article about Oaklash, which is a Bay Area drag festival that's been happening for a few years that I'm very happy to volunteer at year after year, and I'm going to volunteer at again this year. And usually I've volunteered as a photographer. Every year that I volunteered up to now has been a photographer. This year I'm doing other things. And one of the pictures that I took at the last Oaklash made it to the Chronicle. It's there. It says my picture, and it says by Mimi Cherry. And I'm so excited. Mommy, my picture made it to the newspaper. Well, the digital print, but still it matters. That's the second time, right? I think that's the second time that a picture that I've taken has been published, like in a newspaper or a magazine. Maybe third. It's so exciting. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Mm. I'm pretty sure they're going hybrid this year. So, because it did go, yeah, last time was hybrid. It was digital with like a person of in-person stuff that was also streamed digital. I'm pretty sure this year there's going to be similarly digital panels, but for the first time there's a block party. So on Saturday I'm going to be volunteering at the block party, which I'm really really excited about. I'm going to take my camera, take pictures. And then Sunday, I will be volunteering at, they have a monthly party called Rolling with the Homos, which is a drag skate party, which I have not had a chance to go to yet. So I'm really, really excited to go be at Rolling with the Homos. Girl, you need to get out from under here. No, nothing's going to drop for you. Mm. So, yes. So, Oak Lash is coming up. Not this weekend, weekend after will be Oak Lash weekend. So excited. So excited. Oh my god, I'm already out of breath, which means I'm already stuffed. And I barely took any, like, I just took a few bites. I'm already stuffed. Mm, 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 mm. So, so we had DragCon LA wrapped up. We have DragCon UK coming up in January. I also watched Drag Race España this weekend. Oh my gosh, so heartbroken that our dear, dear Judy G has been eliminated from the competition. I was really bummed out, but that lip sync, like at first, she did not look into it. Like she kind of, yeah, like when she first started that lip sync, she looked a little defeated. She looked like, a little bit like, she didn't really want to do it. She didn't really want to like battle with her friend, basically. And then I feel like once Benedita started playing with her, she kind of got into it a little bit, but a little bit too late, I think, to win it over. So our dear, dear Shuriji. Oh, I know. I know. LA is a different kind of place. Oh, tell me about your adventures. Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. Tell me. Tell me your LA is weird stories, and I'll give you some of mine. Oh my God. Talk about story time. Oh my God. I have wild days. Like, I just have had some wild days in my past. There was one time I went to LA. It's when I had Paco with me. And I went down there to interview Johnny McGovern, Lady Red, and go to the Hey Queen show. I was like in the audience. Oh my God. And I knew a go-go dancer back then because that's when I used to take pictures at the drag club. So I used to know a lot of the go-go dancers. And I went to like North Hollywood from WeHo to my God, to go like hang out with him. And like all I remember was like going backstage. He handed me like a shot. I took a shot. We went back in the club. The club was like super crazy. Like it was like this giant, like it was madness. And then suddenly he like left me to go dance. And then the next thing I remember, I'm like walking around a building using my phone, trying to find my bag because I didn't have my bag, which means I didn't have my keys for the hotel. And some random guy like found me just like walking around trying to find it, and he helped me. I couldn't find it, and I had to get back to the hotel because I had to catch a flight. So I was like, I didn't even have like any barely any battery left to call an Uber. So this random stranger, like I'm lucky to be alive, took me all the way back to the hotel and like dropped me off. And when I get to the hotel, I found the key in my pants because I didn't take a bag. I just put it in my pants. Oh my God. And I got back to the hotel like just in time to take a shower, grab Paco, check out, and go to the fucking airport. It was insane. I don't know what was in that shot, but like I legit like lost a good hour or two. Don't know what happened. What so I mean, The pandemic definitely hasn't helped in regards to that, but LA was always expensive. Like California is expensive, period. But like LA is expensive. It's crazy. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, it's really bad in LA. In San Francisco, it's bad too. Like I haven't been to San Francisco in a long time, but I know it's like really bad in San Francisco. I know. I'm telling you, I have so many stories of so many different crazy days and crazy times that I'm so lucky to be alive, which is why now I don't try to mess with nobody. I don't try to start no fights. I don't try to start no mess. I'm just trying to live a quiet little life over here with my dog. My God, because I've survived some shit, y'all. Mm, 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 mm. So yeah, so Drag Race España. I feel like they have like what, like 2 episodes left, and then that's it. And then this week is when All Stars starts, right? So yeah, All Stars season is back upon us, which means I need to restart my Paramount. I was gonna say prescription, subscription, because I only sign up for them and then I cancel it as soon as the season's done. So that'll be fun to chat about. All Stars. I like All Stars, and I like it on Paramount. It's a little bit more loosey goosey. Ooh, this one dude was yelling, "Get the fuck away from me!" Whoa. I was like, "Me?" He said, "No." I was like, "Oh, the invisible being." Oh, wow. Yeah. 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 It's unfortunate. There's like a lot of like mental illness and like drug use, and it's just, yeah, especially downtown. Like there's pockets of downtown, same like San Francisco, that if you know where you're going, you could very Charlie Brown, not Charlie Brown, Family Circle. Remember Family Circle, the cartoon? Because sometimes there would be the one cartoon of him like making his way home from school and it would just be like a roundabout way. I remember sometimes in San Francisco, I would have to take just very specific routes and make a left here and make a right there. And like it maybe didn't really make sense, but that was just going to be the safest route because there just were pockets of just places where, a single woman walking around just didn't always feel safe. And, I'm not trying to like speak ill of, people that are hurting because part of it is just like the system is like fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like we have all this money for war 24/7, decade after decade, but, we can't take care of people and we keep cutting and cutting and cutting the programs that help people. Oh, yeah. It's unfortunate. So unfortunate, babe. So unfortunate. Mm. Oh yeah. I see in front of me that on the YouTube app on my TV that the little preview for the first episode of All Stars is out. So I'll have to watch that when we're done here. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. So yeah, I also kept myself this weekend, kept myself busy since I was supposed to be in Gen Con, but I wasn't. But that's okay. It's fine. And for the record, my feelings are still very hurt, but we're gonna keep it moving and grooving in this casita because that's all I can do. But just so y'all know, it's a bummer. Things happen, but then just gotta keep it moving. And it's a bummer. It's like don't want to cry. But yeah, it is what it is. Mm. Mm. So I kept myself busy with a lot of Netflix and HBO over the weekend and some baking. I baked a new bread. I baked Persian flatbread, which was really good actually. But I watched Old, the movie, M. Night Shyamalan, which he keeps giving himself bigger and bigger roles in these movies. And I'm like, okay, go you. I mean, you made the movie. Um, for the first 75% of the movie, I just kept saying, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? What is happening? Oh no. Are they wait, did they just no, wait, what? No. What? And then the twist at the end, and I'm not going to ruin it in case anybody hasn't watched it, old. Um I mean, I guess it was an interesting concept. It was interesting conceptually, but there was something about the execution that just left you wanting, I guess, a little bit. And then at the end too, like some of it was just like a tiny bit like much, and it was just kind of like, huh? So that's kind of okay. Here's my review of old. Huh? What just happened? But the one that helped balance it out and cure my into whoa, what? Dang. But like in a good way, on Netflix, it's called Welcome to Eden. And watching it, and actually had on Sunday, my friend Rudy came over to hang out, and because he was one of the loaves of bread was going to be for him because it was vegan and he gets to have vegan. Um, but let's see, M. Night should just be an actor and stuff. Yes, and I think that's ultimately what he wants to do because he gave himself not like a huge role, right? Not one of the main ones, but he gave himself a pretty big role. Like I feel like in the beginning he used to kind of like you kind of saw like this much of him and it was kind of like winky wink wink kind of like oh winky wink wink the director's in the movie. But now it's like, bro, you just want to like be in the movies. But highly say old meh, highly recommend Welcome to Eden. It's a Spanish TV show on Netflix. The excuse me, the actress who was in Veneno, who played the like journalist, like the kid that became journalist in Veneno, that actress is in Welcome to Eden. And it feels like Squid Game meets Fire Fest with like a side of like Hunger Games. And then with like that Spain Spanish, which is like so nice to listen to. It's so good. So I highly recommend Welcome to Eden. The season definitely wrapped up in a way that I kind of expected it to at some point while watching it, but in a good way. Like it was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And it left you wanting to see what happens in the next season. So I really hope that they make a season 2 of Welcome to Eden. So make sure you watch it on Netflix so that they make a season 2. So good. Welcome to Eden. See, exactly. Exactly. Winky wink to just hello. I'm here. Hmm. Exactly. A Hitchcock. Hmm. That came out good. I made it yesterday. I was gonna do all this yesterday after I cooked, but again, I was just feeling a little just tired and bummed and whatever. But it's actually really good as leftovers. It's almost better the second time around. Let me have some of this. And then I'll have to wrap up, go back to work. Because this is like literally a lunchtime. Mukbang Kiki. Let me log in, log out. Go back to work. Mm. Last but not least, so I'm almost done reading Station 11. Actually, no, I shouldn't say things out loud because then it's pressure. No pressure, Marina. It's a book. You're not supposed to feel pressure. You're supposed to just enjoy it. At some point very soon, I plan on finishing reading Station 11, which again, amazing series on HBO. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. But I haven't even finished it reading. I haven't even finished reading it. I already had 2 books waiting for me, and I ordered 3 more because that's just I'm becoming a book hoarder now. So next in line that I already had waiting for me, I'm going to be reading The Midnight Library, which I've gotten actually 2 recommendations now. The initial person that recommended it And then somebody else on Twitter was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. And the way that they recommended it, it's really good to be next. This one, I don't know in what order I'm going to read it. I kind of got it a little bit blindly. It's the same author as Station 11, Emily St. John Mandel, author of Station 11. And then I knew it was new and in hardcover because I'm also like, I'm in this kick that I want to collect like hardcover books. And I want to have like a proper bookcase when I move to my next place. Like I want to have like nice books. So this one's in the rotation, but I don't know. Might not necessarily be the next one after the Midnight Library. And then out of the books that I ordered, this one already got here. Again, one of those kind of like blind ones that Amazon recommended to me, but if like it spoke to me. The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina. So I think this more than likely will be after the Midnight Library. I also ordered Circe, which my favorite mukbanger, Stephanie Sue, just did a video on yesterday. And that one was like in my Amazon cart. I hadn't ordered it yet. And okay, I'm going to order it. She said it's one of her favorite books ever. And she reads a lot because she does a lot of like book breakdown videos on here. Check her out, Stephanie Sue. I really like her. So Circe, and then there were like one or two more books that I ordered. Just I'm like, I want more books. So I feel like, if anything, having stuff to talk about here gives me motivation to read. I don't always have to be watching TV, so I should probably read some more. Schedule some time in the day to read. I haven't been taking the honey to the park. We've been going on long walks, but I've been trying to train her to like not be so reactive with dogs. So we've been going on walks versus going to the park where she could just go haywire. But at some point this week, I should take her to the park, and that's when I usually carve in my reading time. You know, it's just easier. You sit down, you let the dog run around, you read your book. Last book I read was The Witcher. Ooh, and that one is also, they made it into like a TV show, right? Yeah, I think so. And I think that's one of those ones that like they even have spin-offs to the TV show about the lore of the characters and like what all the characters mean. Yeah. Maybe I'll add that. Maybe I'll look that one up. Is it good? Did you like it? Would you recommend it? If you recommend it, I'll put it on my list. But yeah, the other thing I've been up to is again trying to fully pivot into getting a series of fortunate events. You don't like the TV show? I mean, of course. I know I've tried to watch it and I'm like, I'm gonna go watch something else. But if the book is good, I'll read the book. I know how it is that most of the time the book is better. Yeah. Exactly. I think I'll probably read the book then. 9 times out of 10, the book is always better than the movie or the TV show. I will say, Station 11, I feel like a broken record. That TV show is one of those exceptions. That the TV show is just as good as the book. It's actually slightly different and different enough that the creative choices they made with the TV show are part of what make the TV show really, really work. And reading the book is good. Like the book is fine, but it doesn't have that specific. I don't want to ruin either one, but Station 11, the TV show, is really good. It's on HBO. It's like just a one capsule like miniseries. But yeah, so I've been reaching out to people, trying to schedule them for the next season of SophiePod.com, aka Series of Fortune Events. So if you see me tweeting people, please hit a retweet if you can. Give your girl a retweet. Drop in a comment. Say, yes, I want to see them. I'd love to see them on the podcast. Please come play with me and Cherry. She's the best. So if you can do that, that'd be great. That's the call to action today. So with that, we come to the end of today's Mukbang Kiki. Thank you for joining me, Nidra. And everybody else, please leave me in the comments what book you think I should put on my book list to get, what other TV shows you recommend, if there's anything on Netflix or on HBO. I'm like this close to adding Showtime just because I feel like I've gone through so many of the other ones, like to the point of like squeezing, oranges and getting nothing out of it. So I might add Showtime for a while. Oh, actually, you know what? I take that back. Because I'm adding Paramount for All Stars, I'm going to squeeze Paramount, all the juice out of that, cancel after All Stars is wrapped. Then I'll get Showtime. See? That's how you ball on a budget, y'all. But yeah, so anyhow, honey, you want to say bye? Bye. With that, I'm going to say please hit subscribe if you haven't. I hope you have a lovely morning, day, evening, life. And just remember to be all the people. Okay? Remember that. Don't forget it. Bye.